acknowledge what's going on, and it helps you acknowledge what needs to be done. Now, I find myself in a generation in a current state of meeting and knowing a lot of people who's lost in life, and they need some encouragement. Not only encouragement, but some direction. The direction is to go and be great. Because what I believe and what I've been encouraged to believe is that there's greatness in everybody. We sometimes allow people to control our destiny with their opinions. And what I found out is that that is incorrect. That is socially incorrect, mentally incorrect, and just all around incorrect. What I want to tell you is that someone's opinion of you is not your destiny. Somebody's thought of you is not what is you. I thought about that in my own situation because, as many of you know, I am a pastor, I'm a preacher, but I'm also a child of God. And so, being a child of God, you oftentimes find people who are so holier than thou. And I've experienced that so much in my life that now I'm reached the place where those people no longer encourage me. In fact, they have become people that I'd rather not be associated with. And so, with that being said, I want to start to motivate the young once again, and the people that are coming behind me, including my children generations. And what I found out is that it's a great need for that. And also, I found out that people are living by the opinions that have been shared with them. It's funny because I was living by the opinions that were shared with me. And by that I mean I was living by the thoughts of people who thought less of me. And now that I'm starting to live on a more positive note, it's actually encouraging me to seek better relationships with people who are more qualified to be in my life. And what I mean by qualified is people who affirm, who confirm the thoughts that I have, and not the people who say nay or negative things about what I'm thinking about myself. So I want to encourage you to start thinking on this wise. It's time for you to start doing something that you want to do. That's just the bottom line. If you start doing what you want to do, you will see a greater level of happiness, a greater level of motivation, a greater level of inspiration, and you would see a better outcome than what you have already experienced. What I learned is God is has a plan for you. And so I want you to start tapping into the thoughts that come across your mind the thoughts of projects, the thoughts of plans, the thoughts of uh, things that you want to do. And those things could be small, big, or just don't make sense in others' minds. And so when you start thinking on this wise, I want you to think that I'm somebody. Start saying that to yourself daily, and you see a difference in your thinking, your daily life, your encouragement to self. Because what I've seen and what I know about people is that they don't care about you until you're failing. And when you are failing, that is a plus for them because they think that the game is over for you. But little did they know, the game is just beginning. And although the task may be hard, the risk may be high, I want you to think on this wise. Greater the risk, greater the reward. And so when you get that in your mind and you establish in your mind that you're going to be what you set out to be, you will see a greater impact in your life. And I want you to remember that God is not irrelevant in today's society. He's relevant all day, every day. And so I thank him for the opportunity to be able to have a voice in the communities and also to have a voice amongst the young. It was said a long time ago that I would be a youth pastor. Well, those plans got disrupted by other plans, but I found out that in spite of being a youth pastor, I did not have to have that title in order to encourage the young. And so now that I'm a pastor, that's out the window to some folks. But it means a lot to me because I have the platform to encourage the young, the old, the middle age. Everybody can be encouraged by something that I said or I say. And the reason I know that is because I've been preaching for so long. I've been preaching for 8 years. It seems like longer because I used to practice my sermons and used to come up with sermon titles. I read a verse in the Bible and come up with a sermon title. But 8 years, last week Wednesday, I celebrated 8 years of preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ. But what I found out in that 8-year walk is that a lot of people will say that they with you until they're not. And so I want to encourage you to stay strong in your faith, stay strong in your possibilities, and stay strong in what you want to see for yourself in life. Once you establish yourself, don't let nobody, I mean nobody, I'm talking about your mama, your daddy, your uncles, your aunties, your cousins, your friends, your associates. My grandma taught me the difference between friends and associates, and so that's why I say associates and friends. Don't let nobody discourage what you have in mind that you want to do, because what you want to do is worth the while. What I'm trying to do nowadays and what I'm going to do nowadays is far beyond my imagination of being successful. It's far beyond that. And this is why I say that, because when I think that it's not going to happen, there's another voice that says to me, it will happen. You just have to do the work that makes it happen. So that's all I'm telling you today is to do the work that makes things happen. Do the things that make things happen. And stop being encouraged by folks who have no say so or who shouldn't have no say so in your life, because guess what? Theirs is failing. And they only got to where they could. But you have so many greater places that you can get to and that you're going to get to as long as you follow the plans of yourself. Self-encouragement is always the best encouragement, because can't nobody convince you to do nothing that you don't want to do. And so as long as you have in your heart and your mind that you want to do it, you can do it. That's where I'm at today. I had in my heart and mind that I want to do it. So a post that I posted a few days ago, I said that I am preparing for the opportunity. And preparing for the opportunity, I meant that I'm getting ready to do some of the things that I see fit, I see a need for. And guess what? It's going to manifest itself. That's what I believe. That's what I've been convinced of. And with that being said, I want you to believe the same thing about yourself. It's time to let go of what people told you. Let me just tell you this. I used to be told way back when that you're going to be somebody. Well, between that time and the current moment, I was told that I won't be nothing. But I've been in several different states preaching the gospel. I've been in some great positions, I had some great opportunities. And what that encouraged me to know is that God is still with me. In spite of what happened in the past few months, in spite of what people thought of me in the past few months, in spite of what folks told me in the last few months, I'm convinced that God is with me and God is with the plans that He has for me. I'm convinced. And so there's nobody that could convince me otherwise and make me believe otherwise. And so I want you to believe in your mind that everything that you set out is going to be accomplished. And once you believe that, you become more like me in my thinking. And I think that you're going to succeed. I think that you're going to succeed. Not just me, but you are going to succeed. Once you are convinced in your mind, in your heart, in your spirit that I can succeed, I am somebody, you're going to see a change in yourself. I'm convinced, and I want you to be convinced as well. So, in my conclusion, think on this one. I'm somebody. I have a purpose. I have something that many don't have. And that's confidence. Have confidence in yourself and the things that you can do. Despite your situation, what people tell you, in spite of all of that, think that you can do it. And you will. I'll check you out later. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. It's very, 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 very helpful to me. But I believe it'll be helpful to you to motivate yourself to do better and do more in your life. And I'll check you out later. Thank you for tuning in and checking out this video.